So today we are going to make a gardening tool. I'm going to make a two-prong cultivator, and I'm going to use a recycled spring to do that. So let's make a start on it.
Now this is just an old car spring or truck spring that I found on the side of the road. Yeah, it was sitting in someone's discard hard rubbish pile, so I picked it up to use for future projects. And here we are, just using the grinder just to cut a section off. It's not going to be the final length, but just a piece for me to use, and I'll cut it down later on once I'm more in shape. Okay, we're going to start nice and hot and pulling up on the tongs while hitting down with a hammer. Just try and straighten a section out like that, and then grab it with the tongs and try and pull it up a bit, and then I can get a bar on it to try and force it out. Okay, back in, reheated, and again just pushing it up, a little bit of hammer work just to finish it. Okay, that final end, just again straightening it up, hammer, and then we'll end up with a nice straight bar. Okay, now we can start working on the project. So I'm just going to knock down the end nice and flat so I can cut away for the tines on the cultivator. Couple of heats, just hitting it down, just thickening out the end and getting it nice and flat. Across and using the grinder, just trying to knock this one out quick. I'd normally wait for it to cool and then use the bandsaw to cut it, but yeah, it was just quicker to do it with the grinder on this one, and I can use it on the hot steel. Okay, reheated, back to the anvil. Now I'm just going to use a chisel here and just open it up all the way down. You can see I've got a protective piece of metal over the anvil. Just make sure that cut runs straight through. And now we're just going to open it up and bend one of those arms back. Then using a crossbeam hammer, I'm just going to clean up the cut. Flatten everything off, back in to heat it up. Okay, from here we start forming down and just bringing the material down, just thinning out those arms, giving it a little bit of shape. Makes it longer in the tine and also gives it a better shape. Okay, lots of work, and just leaving a little nub on the end of it just so I can form up a little spearhead. So I'm just putting the point on for that at the moment. We'll go back in for another heat. A little bit more work just to get it into that right shape. Finish off the arm while I'm there. And we're just going to go back in, heat it up again, just so I can knock that spear point down flat. Just give it that shape we're after. Okay, bending down the one I've already done, and then dropping the other one out to straight. Now from here, it's easier if I work that back in before I go too much further. So I'm just going to cut the bar off with the grinder, and then we'll go back into the forge on the opposite side. Okay, now the reverse end, I'm going to do a burn in for this. So I just want to taper down the end of the shaft. So I'm going to give myself a shaft and also a taper that's going to fit within the handle. So a few heats, just knocking it down as we go. Just working a nice high heat because it is a spring steel. If you work too low a heat, it's just going to end up cracking it up. So as you can see, we're getting down to that square taper on the end. It's starting to look like something that will be able to go into the handle. Okay, this is the final heat on that taper. Now, I've left this one at full length, just so you can see sort of the work that goes into a heat. There's a fair bit of hammering going on. As you can see, I'm swinging a fairly decent hammer for this because I'm moving a chunk of steel. This is the final heat, so I'm not moving as much. I just want to try and make sure everything's nice and clean, nice and straight. Just make sure that tip's all nice and pointy and looking good. And then we're nice and straight along the length of it. Any bulges, we're getting those out. We're just basically planishing it up on this heat. Okay, so spin back around and we're working on that other tine. So we're just drawing it out, just refining the length and everything. Just getting it nice and clean like the other tine that we've worked on. Now, much like the other one, it's the process of a couple of heats just to get it to where we want it. This is a pretty hard steel, so it takes a bit of working to get there. And I don't want to be swinging the big hammer when working on this. And there you can see, just using a rough measurement, using the hammerhead, just to try and make sure my lengths are looking good. Obviously, I was a little short, so just hammering it out a touch more. Okay, getting that tip ready, just so we can make that spade end on it. And knock it in the spade end. Okay, bringing the two of them in together. And our lengths do not match up, so again, bring them in, knock out the one that's the longer one, and then we'll just rework the shorter one just to add a little bit more length to it. The thinner we make it, the longer it gets. There we go, now we've got a good matching set. Now just using another pair of tongs just to open it up a touch, then knocking it down on the tip of the horn just to try and square up that opening and have it nice and clean. Using the eye, get a bit of bend happening. Again, knocking it down and then knocking down the tines. Bringing them nice and level with each other. Alright, now over the horn we're just putting the curves into it. And getting now the shape of our cultivator. A little bit of playing around, make it pretty, make it all match up.
Alright folks, there's our cultivator. I've just given it a dip at a black heat in the oil. Didn't need to harden it or anything. A piece of spring steel like it is going to be more than hard enough for garden use. So I didn't need to harden and temper it like I would for a knife. Okay, when I spoke to Robert about this challenge, and I said, mate, all your stuff on yours is organic. Do I need to stick to organic? And he goes, no, you don't need to stick to organic, but it'd be nice if you can tie some in. So that's what I'm doing. Right here we have a piece of rose pruning. I took this a couple of years back and held on to it. You know, it was a nice thick piece of rose and I thought that'll be handy for something one day. And today's that day. This is gonna become the handle for my cultivator. So we're gonna chop it off, clean the bark up off it on the grinder. We're gonna drill it in and then I'm gonna do a burn in handle. Not necessarily my favorite way of doing handles. I normally glue it up and that sort of thing, but in the spirit of the reusing and using the resources you've got, that's the way I'm going to do it rather than glue it up as I normally would. So let's get going on the handle.
Okay, so we're just going to knock off the ends of it and bring it down to the handle size that we're after. over to the grinder, just a rough 40 grit, just to bring everything into shape. Round off the back end of it, give it a little bit of curl on the front so it's not going to damage too much, and strip away the outside of the bark. Up to a little bit finer of a belt just to give it a nice finish. Don't want a super high finish. And then over to the drill, we're just going to go through different sizes, the smallest drilling the deepest, and then getting larger and not drilling as deep, just in preparation for that burn-in handle. Okay, nice and hot, out of the forge, straight on with the handle, and just tap it down a touch. Reason I don't like burning handles is because it can end up overburning and charring too much inside. And we're just going to use a little bit of quench oil just to give everything a nice little oil coat. There we go, finished product.
And of course, the big test of it is, does it work? There we go. And there's my helper. So there you go. There's my resource challenge, making a cultivator out of some spring steel. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.